First three practices, and the most exciting part about it was today was our first practice with pads on. We had the helmets and shoulder pads, and it was very physical, and that was the goal of the practice. Our first two practices were just in helmets, so the contact was minimal. Today there were a lot of collisions out on the field, which was really good to see from the standpoint that the players had not had the helmets and the shoulder pads on since December 10th when we were in the second round of the playoffs against Georgia Southern. So to get the guys back out there, get them in helmets and shoulder pads, get them to play physical like we were last year during the season, that was exciting to see. I'm also really pleased right now with the tempo of practice, how fast we're playing. We're not out there for a long time. It's 18 5-minute periods, which is an hour and 30 minutes, but it is fast, and that's the way we want to play. We're trying to get our team to understand the concept of think fast, play fast, react to situations. We're putting them in 4th and 1. We're putting the offense backed up to the 1-yard line, the defense down in their own end on a 4th and goal on the 5-yard line, last play of the game, putting them in as many situations as we can, and we've made good progress these first 3 days. You know, one of the most exciting things about spring practice is your players that did not play the previous year, your freshmen. They're now what we call redshirt freshmen, meaning they didn't play their first year, but they're preparing to play their second year. We have 20 of those players on our team, and this is their first opportunity to get away from being on the scout team in the fall, giving a look from that week's opponent. They're now actually running our offense, our defense, our special teams, and to see those 20 new players out there competing, they all want to play. They're fighting for one of those 56 spots on the travel team. Really exciting to see. Two of our transfer players that came in, Rasson Moore, who's a defensive end who transferred to us from Maryland, and Urban Johnson, who's a linebacker from Dean Junior College. They're both learning the system right now. They're learning how fast we practice, which has been a little bit of an adjustment for them. But they're both making a good first impression, if you will, from what we've seen to this point. I've been pleased with our freshmen that were redshirted, and I've been pleased with our two transfers to this point. Yeah, today was a really good first impression by our defense in terms of the speed we need to play with. There's a new philosophy defensively that Coach D, our defensive coordinator, and Coach Malloy, our assistant defensive coordinator, put into place, and that's to get back to basics. We are breaking it down to the very simplest form of tackling, pursuit to the football. I could see that today out on the field. The defense got a big turnover where a ball was deflected that Taylor Heineke threw. Neil Anthony Hale, freshman linebacker, intercepted it, ran it back 40 yards. I could just feel the energy and the excitement level from our defense. And as I've said repeatedly, we're going to need Craig Wilkins, who we moved to the middle linebacker position, to take control of this defense. Everybody's going to need to rise up and play to his level, and I expect his level to be a first-team All-American level this season. So far, so good with what we're trying to instill, that back-to-basics philosophy with our defense. Oh, there is a lot of competition to join the All-Star team as players learn within our program the best way to guarantee yourself a spot on that 56-man travel roster, or to have the opportunity to run through the tunnel at SB Ballard Stadium and be in uniform for a game, is to get on the All-Star team, to get on one of the 6 special teams, whether it's PAT or PAT block, punt or punt block, kickoff or kickoff return. And particularly for younger players in the program who may not be starters on offense or defense, they want to dress for the games, they want to travel. The best way to do it is to get on the All-Star team, and right now everybody is fighting to be a starter. We have a simple rule within this football program. You don't have the opportunity to start on offense or defense until you are a starter on the All-Star team, and that goes for Taylor Heineke, our quarterback, Craig Wilkins, our starting Mike linebacker. It doesn't matter who you are, what position you play, you have to start on an All-Star team, and there's some great competition for it right now.